If I can have your attention, please, we should be joined by race winner Clint Bowyer, his crew chief Shane Wilson, and owner Richard Childress any moment now. There they are. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Shane, congratulations, Richard.
Thank you.
Hey, you betcha, buddy. Correct. Okay, if I can have your attention, please. We have our race winner for today's Sylvania 300. And the first race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Race winner goes to Clint Bowyer. Excuse me, driver number 33, Cheerios Hamburger Helper Chevrolet. For Richard Childress Racing, he's joined by crew chief Shane Wilson and owner Richard Childress. This is Clint's third NASCAR Sprint Cup Series victory. He's won here twice. 3 years ago, you led the chase off with a win here. And Clint, talk about, was it deja vu? You had a strong car all weekend, and you had a lot of confidence in here on Friday. I remember talking to you.
You know, just everybody. It reminded me so much of 2007, 2 weeks ago, going into Richmond. Your feeling, the confidence level in our race team, our equipment level, everything was good. Shane built a brand new race car. We came here. We were fast right off the truck, and everybody, had a lot of confidence, pep in their step, and we showed it from the time we unloaded to qualifying practice. We were one of the fastest cars here. That's what it takes to run at this level, to be a part of that chase. If we can go and continue to have as much fun as we did this weekend, I think that's the key. I know it is to my success. When I'm having fun, I'm always performing at my best, and I think it showed this weekend. We overcome some adversity, had some things go on there, on a restart, and them guys got around us, and I really thought I could run him back down. And then Shane come on and told me that I need to start saving fuel, and I knew, in the back of my mind I needed to do that. And it's hard to run somebody down and save fuel at the same time, but he informed me then that I better be saving fuel and not worried about running him down. And we did just that, and darn if he didn't run out of gas. So just thrilled for General Mills, Cheerios, and Hamburger Helper. 14 years in this sport, and to finally win a race for them. We're very proud to have them as a sponsor, very proud of their support of not only, our race team at RCR, but, the sport.
And Clint, you moved 10 spots up in the point standings. You go from 12th to 2nd in one race. You got to feel great about that as well.
Absolutely. To come in here, the underdog, just like we did in 2007, to win the first race of the chase and set that tempo, not only, for the chase, but for our race team, our organization. All three of our cars were up front. And that's what it takes. You got to be able to work together as we did this weekend. We all three showed up a little bit different. We found a common ground. We all honed in on that, fine-tuned it from there, worked together, and if we do that, for the rest of these races, somebody at RCR is going to bring a championship trophy back home to this man.
Shane Wilson, talk about performance of the team today and on pit road in particular.
Oh, just real good. We've had a lot of races where we've performed good enough to win the first 2/3 of the race. So it was glad today to kind of finish one out. We, circumstances allowed us to win this one, and but we were fast all day, and lost it a little bit there in the middle. In the last run, we were pretty good. So just proud of all my guys. They worked through it, and we're still a pretty new team, and we're like 50 some odd races into this deal as a group working together, and just proud of all my guys. They work hard, and they do what I ask them to do, and just want to give them a lot of credit.
Richard Childress, certainly the resurgence of your race team this year has been one of the biggest stories in the sport, all three in the chase, and now you've got Clint Bowyer winning the first race in the chase. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm just proud of everyone at RCR, and these guys here just did a phenomenal job. Clint had a great car, and for Shane to make the call, I didn't know how short we was on fuel. I knew it was going to be close, and just as soon as he got into to second place there, that's when they started telling him to slow down. And between Dylan telling him, me telling him, Shane telling me he had to save it, he did a great job being able to save fuel right there at the end. I think we had a really strong car, and it would have been a good race if it hadn't been a fuel mileage. But the way it came out, it worked out, and we won the race.
Okay, we'll take questions downstairs. We'll go Mark, Mike, and Jim.
Mark Carroll, Performance Racing Network. All right, Clint, you're going into turn 3, about to get the white flag. Were you resigned to second place, and what did you think when all of a sudden Tony just basically stopped?
Well, I mean, 40 laps before that, I knew when he started. You could tell by Shane's voice that I needed to start saving fuel, and I did that. I thought I did. He told me I needed 2 laps, so I was thinking about 4. And you know, I was trying to save as much as I could. I mean, I was lifting halfway down the straightaway. I wasn't hitting the brakes till, you know, you're almost in the corner, and letting it roll around there about as long as you could before you picked up the gas. And you know, I saw the 11 coming. Then you start worrying about, well, I'm not going to let him pass me. I'm going to run out before it. You know, the guy passes me again. But you want to stay close enough that you're keeping pressure on him, but you also want to take care of business. I mean, that's something that we take pride with. That's the first fuel mod race all year long, I think. And, you know, nobody wants to see those, you know, but I'm glad it worked out. You know, we want to see double file restarts and maybe no green, white, checkered, but I like the double file restarts. But just everything worked out. I think this sport is as good as it's been. The racing's good. The fan turnout this weekend was awesome. And more importantly, I think this chase is going to be as close as it's ever been. I mean, when the 12th seat wins the first race, all those guys that have won races and everything else, I think it just shows you the level of you know, competition in this chase.
Your reaction, though, when Tony ran out?
Couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And then I thought I was going to run out. As soon as you see him run out, you're wondering when it's your turn. And it happened in the burnout, thank God.
Good timing. Okay, let's go Mike, Jim Vega, Lee Spencer.
Clint, Mike Vega, Boston Globe. You vaulted from 12th to second here in the points, and obviously you talked a little bit about that feeling of deja vu to 2007. That year you finished third. Now, do you feel like you have what it takes maybe to win the thing?
I know we have what it takes. We have the equipment. We have the race team. It's up to us to get it put together. Kevin Harvick has done a good job all season long of showing RCR's potential of getting it all. You know, not just the start of the race, the middle of the race, but the finish. And you know, if we can match what he's done 26 races in, somebody at RCR can win this championship.
Just to follow up to that, where this team was a year ago now to you sitting here, victory lane, first race of the chase, can you reflect on that and all the hard work that went to getting to this moment?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, it starts with the boss. You know, he pulled everybody in there, said, I'm not satisfied with running second. And, you know, nobody was. Everybody was down. It was a dismal year. We started from scratch. You know, he moved people around. You know, it's all about people. And that's the one thing that he's taught me in this sport and this business is you're only as good as the people around you. And he's always surrounded us with good people, with Shane and everybody on this race team. You know, the management side of it, everybody knows the changes. We've talked about it pre-race and everything else. Those are all changes that led to a great thing this year. And, you know, thanks for him spending the money and making it happen.
Let's go Jim Utter, Lee Spencer, Jenna, and then we'll go to the press box. Go ahead.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. This is for Clint and for Shane. On the outside looking in, it looked like a tremendous risk going to the end. Did you feel it was that big of risk, and why was it worth it, considering Tony, what happened to Tony and what happened to your teammate Jeff Burke?
I'll go. You dominated the race. You owe it to yourself to go out there and try to win the race. With the 12th seat going in, you know, those are the kind of chances you're going to have to take to beat these guys at this championship chase. You know, I'm glad that he did it. Did I think when I saw everybody pit behind me, I wasn't worried about fuel mileage. I was worried about them tires driving around me. But, you know, once I got going, our car was so strong on the long run that, you know, again, that's the chances you got to take. That's the chances that people win races at this sport take each and every week. And, you know, I'm proud of him for doing that.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I mean, you know, the track position at Loudon is so important, and it was worth if we ever gut up to the front again. You know, McMurray did, but you know, you don't know that then, and all we needed was some more cautions like we had, and it was going to be really close. And so it's, you know, we came in the 12th seed, and we talked about it before the race. You know, it's going to allow us to race a lot looser than some of them people. Now, going to Dover in second, I don't know if I make that call or not.
You better.
Let's go with Lee, Jenna, and then we'll go to the press box. Go ahead.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Your guys were telling you to save fuel. Tony's guys were telling him to save fuel. Tony's guys were telling him they were telling you to save fuel. Tony comes on the radio and says he doesn't give two shits about saving fuel. He wants to win this race. How do you balance the
Quote, right?
Yes. How do you balance the, wanting to win so bad, but, knowing that the 31 is already,
Yeah, that's the
ran
biggest
out?
thing. You just have to. I mean, you got to trust the people that are calculating the fuel mileage. He knows. He knows how close you are. He told me the 2 laps, and it's not rocket science. When you're lifting at, the flag stand where you were lifting maybe 200-300 feet past that, before, you better make up for a lot of those, but to make up 2 laps worth of wide open throttles. So, I tried to do that. I tried to do it as much as I could and keep the momentum through the corner to where I could keep a little bit of pressure on him to where he wasn't continuing to back up to me as I did. That was the thing that I was trying to pay attention to is he kept telling me my lap times, and it seemed like the 40s is the lap time that I could, if I rolled the corner good in the middle, I was getting to the gas as late as I could, and I was able to find that consistency in my lap times, and that was able, because he was backing up to me as I was backing up to from the teens to the 20s to the 30s, then on into the 70s. He was too, so I knew that I needed to get back to the at least the 40s and have a shot at keeping some pressure on him. So it just worked out. Just as easily it couldn't have, but damn glad it did.
Jenna. Let's get Jenna, Mike.
Jennifer, AP. I guess, Shane, you just sort of alluded to this, but my question, Clint, you've talked so much about you liked where you were. There's not been any pressure. There was no pressure over the final 3 weeks. You came in here after Jimmy the other day, and you said, you guys just asked him 10 questions about how much pressure he's under, and nobody's asking me about any pressure. Well, now you're second in the points. You're 35 out. Does that change now? Is there pressure now?
I don't know. You going to leave me alone next week? I hope you do. I had a lot of fun. It's kind of a relaxing weekend, but I don't know if it's going to be that way from now on. But I'm telling you, I mean, just like we launched ourselves into the pressure cooker early, and you got to be able to continue to have as much fun as we did this weekend. If we can do that, we can continue to have the success and run at this rate.
You still get a little jittery on the radio. It seems when you got it so right.
We were running out of gas, Jim.
Not Clint. Not Clint.
I'm talking about long before you were running out of gas, when you start feeling vibrations. That
I didn't hear a vibration. I heard him saying, save, back up. Then Dylan, and then Richard, and then back to Shane. They were kind of taking their turns telling you to let off.
Well,
I don't think they wanted me to run out.
But I'm talking about way before the gas, and I know Richard and I know Dylan and them were like, come on, buddy, you can still win this. Get your rhythm. Do you sometimes... can you handle the pressure of this? Because sometimes it seems like they got to reel you back in.
Well, I sure as hell hope so. Thanks a lot.
We
Can
just
you?
try to earn our money.
There's a lot of pressure in this chase.
Let's go upstairs for a couple questions.
Thanks.
Go ahead, press box.
Mike Embry, Speed.com. Clint, it was quite a contrast in images there after the race when you were doing the big burnout and Tony's limping along beside you there to try to finish the race. Did you notice that? Did you see him there trying to finish as you were spinning around?
I did, and I was really going to push him across, but I didn't know what to do there, so I just went on to celebrate. I hated that. You hate to see that for anybody. You can imagine the heartbreak of running out of gas with 1 lap to go. You don't wish bad things upon anybody. You're happy that you won the race, and you leave it at that. It was you hate to benefit from somebody else's mishap, but that's part of racing. We've certainly lost races the same way, and it's just part of this sport.